Hello everyone, myself Suraj sir. I welcome you in this session. We will discuss the electronic configuration and basic concepts of chemistry. In the last video, we describe and we explain atomic number 1 hydrogen to atomic number 10 neon. And the further elements are sodium to calcium that I told you to make electronic configuration as a homework. So, in this session, we will describe first of all the electronic configuration of the elements, and then we will discuss the next basics of chemistry, that how any formula made, how to make the molecular formula, the molecular mass, and that will help a lot in the physical chemistry, whatever we calculations and required the molecular masses, right? So here we talk about sodium, that atomic number 11. That means if we describe KLM, here written KLM, right? And the sessions we write 281, 282, 283, 284, and this one 285, 286, 287, 288, 289, and 2810. So this basic electronic configuration of the elements. Now first of all, focus on sodium. So in the case of sodium, the K cell has only 2 electrons, that is fulfilled. L cell also fulfill 8 electrons, but in M cell it's required minimum of 8 electrons to complete its octet rule. But here it's not 8 electrons, it's only 1 electrons. And sodium required additional 7 electrons so that to combine to make 8 electrons and form and follow octet rule. But it's not possible in chemistry, you know very well, because maximum 3 electrons are permissions and allow for donor and acceptor. That's why sodium decided to donate this 1 electron to someone so that it gets stability. And after donating this single electron, sodium will make Na plus. That means Na plus and Na. What is the basic difference between Na and Na plus? Na is a neutral atom that contains 11 electrons, but Na plus is a positive ion, it's ion, right? Now I ask you questions. Let's see what's your knowledge. So my questions is here, that how many electrons in Na and how many protons in Na? Similarly, how many electrons in Na plus and how many protons in Na plus? Pause this video, think about it, and then write the answer. I hope you did so. So listen about here. Na is a neutral, and you know very well, for a neutral atom the number of electrons and the number of protons are equals, right? So that the plus and minus are equal and they together make atom neutral. So here 11 electrons and 11 protons, right? But when we talk about Na plus, so in the case of Na plus, here because sodium donate its 1 electron, that's why it's 1 electron less than Na. So that's why here the number of electrons will be 10. But if we talk about the number of protons in Na plus, so basically protons and neutrons lies in the nucleus of atom, and there's no any transfer, no entering, no going, not any transfer, not any moving. It's not mobility of protons, not allowed. Only electrons are permissible, and it's mobile, it's mobility to move here and there, one element to another element. That's why the number of protons will be same as Na and also Na plus. So this is the basic thing that you should know exactly number of protons and number of neutrons and number of electrons. If I ask an extra questions additionally that how many number of neutrons in Na plus and how many number of neutrons in Na, then in that case also there is no change in number of neutrons, because number of neutrons also exists in nucleus of the atom. Imagine what is nucleus of the atom. It's a middle part, it's a center that cannot be mobile, right? So further discuss about Mg magnesium. It's 282. That means K cells has 2 electrons, in the L cell with 8 electrons, in the M cell 2 electrons. So in this case these 2 electrons will try to make and follow octet rule, and it's required 6 electrons to make 8 electrons. In this case there is no element that will give its 6 electrons to make it 8 electrons. You know very well, only 3, maximum of 3 electrons are allowed. So in this case magnesium also will donate its 2 electrons and it's make Mg2 plus. The formation of charges depends on the transfer of electrons. If any element donate its 1 electron, then the charge will be single and written as single charge like Na plus. If any element donate its 2 electrons, then the charge will be written as 2 plus. For example, in the next part with aluminium has the 3 elements in the last cell. This one in the last cell, it's 3 electrons, and also in this case not possible to make 8 electrons because it requires 5 electrons to form 8 electrons. So also aluminium will donate its 3 electrons to form Al3 plus, right? So I'm writing this Na plus, Mg2 plus, Al3 plus. These ions are very important and it will help you to learn how to make any molecular formula that I will teach you in this video. Similarly, if we talk about the silicon means what here 284, and in the last cell it has 4 electrons. In the same case as we studied in carbon has also 4 electrons in the last cell. In that case carbon decided to share with 4 hydrogens or hydrogen like elements that have required to 1 electrons, otherwise depends on the bonding. It's not compulsory that every time carbon will bonded with hydrogen only, not. Carbon can also bond with oxygen, nitrogen and other elements also where their requirement fulfill. So here in this case silicons decided to go with the sharing of electrons and form covalent bond as like you studied in carbon. But in the next part if we talk about phosphorus, that is 285. In the case of phosphorus we see here that it's 5 electrons in the last cell, last orbit, that we have 5 electrons, and it's allowed 3 electrons, maximum 3 electrons for donor and acceptor also, both. So in this case phosphorus will decide to accept 3 electrons from somewhere, and to make 3 electrons to make in the last cells 8 electrons, and the format will what? This format will this type P3 minus. What? P3 minus. In the case of sulfur we have 6 electrons in M cell and it's required only 2 electrons to follow octet rule, and get stability. So in this case, oxygen's very famous, it's very famous element that make O2 minus, that will know oxide. I will tell you, wait, after when we complete here, then we will discuss about molecular formula, molecular masses, right? So again, in the case of chlorine, it's also very famous, right? And in the case of chlorine, it has 7 electrons in the last orbit, and we have required only 1 electron to form its 8 electrons octet rule to get stability. So in this case, chlorine will make Cl minus, right? Minus means what? Whenever here written minus means the elements accept electrons from others. Plus means what? The elements donate its own electrons to someone. So plus means donor, minus means acceptor, and the number written here, O2 minus, Cl minus, it's what? It's a number of electrons that transfer, that moving, whatever you understand. And here in the case of argon, it's very clearly written that here it's 8 electrons in the last orbit, in the last cell, and you know very well it's ideal. Its 8 electron is enough to complete octet rule, so there is no need to accept any electron, otherwise donate any electrons. So in this case, argon are already stable, and due to its stability, there is no any action to further doing something. So this is inert gases, inert gas, like helium, like neon, is also inert. But in the next potassium, in the next calcium, in the case of potassium, it's written 289. 89 means what? It's very confusing. It's a simple way of electronic configuration, and these all things are contained in the syllabus of class 10, not class 11 and 12. This is not the label, this is not a standard of class 11, 12. That's the basic parts. Your actual electronic configuration will start whenever we will study atomic structure, where we will describe s orbital, p orbital, d orbital, f orbital, and then the number of electrons. Then that time it will describe the exact electronic configuration. These are simple, but if you don't know about this, don't worry, it's your standard. Don't worry, after learning these things, automatically you are capable to understand all the concepts of chemistry and everything. So let's try to understand in the case of potassium. In the case of potassium, we have 289. So we will focus on this last cell, last orbit. Always we have to focus on the last cell, not inner core. Inner core means what? Inner core, nothing. The mobility and allow for transfers, the everything is permissible for the last orbit, the last cells. So we will split these 9 electrons as this: 2, 8, and in the sense 8, 1. Hello, focus here. What am I saying? I'm just talking about this is the K cell having 2 electrons. This is the Al cell having 8 electrons. And now when we talk about M cells, we have now also 9 electrons. What? We split these 9 in the terms of 8 and 1. Now here potassium will decide to donate its this 1 electron. Let's imagine about you have 9 rupees, but if someone say you that no, you should have only 8 rupees, not less than 8, not more than 8. So in that case, you will donate, you will give someone that your 1 rupees, so that to form 288. So in this case, potassium will donate its 1 electron and make K plus potassium ion. In the same scenario, calcium, that atomic number you know very well, 20, and we have the electronic configuration 2 8 10. That means we will split this 10 as 8 2. It's very simple. This will splitting as 8 2. In the M cell, already 10 electrons. This is also 10 electrons, but we want to split it in the terms of 8 and other extra electrons of 8 electrons. So in this case, what will happen? Calcium will decide to donate its 2 electrons to form Ca2 plus calcium ion, and it's make Ca2 plus. So these all are basics of the electronic configurations. Now in the next, we will discuss about how to make molecular formula. For making any molecular formula, let's require the positive ion and negative ion, and there's some rules that you will have to follow to make the molecular formula, their valency. So first of all, we will discuss about exactly what is valency. So valence electrons, valency, these terms will used. Valency and valence electrons. These two terms we have to study first of all. First of all, learn about valency. Valency means what? The number of electrons that transfers. For donor and acceptor both. For example, see here, in the case of sodium, the valency of sodium is 1, because sodium donating its 1 electrons, magnesium is donating its 2 electrons, aluminum is donating its 3 electrons. So the charges on these elements that retain as positive and negative, whatever, positive, negative and both, it's applicable for both. So these are called valency of that particular element. So I hope you understand very well that exactly what is valency. So valency means number of electrons transfers. How many number of electron transfers? That number will known as valency, and valency is written at the top corner of any elements in the form of positive and negative depending on donor or acceptor. In valence electrons, the same. In the terms of electrons, we will say valence electrons, and the general way we will say valency. So first of all, we will have to learn the valency of positive ions and valency of negative ions. That will help you to make the molecular formula, right? So first of all, let's see the positive ions and its valency. The next page, that will good for you. Here written the positive ions. Okay, so some positive ions, sodium, its valency what? 1. Magnesium, I just wrote sodium, Na plus, its valency 1. Magnesium, Mg2 plus, its valency 2. Aluminium, its valency Al3 plus, its valency 3. Potassium, K plus with valency 1. Calcium, Ca2 plus, its valency 2, and so many elements that have their valency. I just making formula. So we required few positive ions and few negative ions. Now at this parts written H negative ions, right? So H negative ions, it's a famous oxide O2 minus with valency 2, right? Sulfide As2 minus, its valency 2, ठीक है. Sulfate SO4 2 minus, its valency 2. Nitrate NO3 2 minus, its valency 2. Chloride Cl minus 1. Fluoride F minus 1. Bromide Br minus 1. And there's so many negative ions that used, right? Phosphate, so many things. So what are rules to combine positive ions and negative ions, formation of molecular formula? So these are the rules that you should know very well. First of all, the first rule: if any positive ion have plus or any negative ion has minus, means what? The exact same value. The valency of positive ion is whatever plus 2 something. The valency of negative ion also same as positive ion. So in this case, simply you will write X by this will the exact molecular formula of individuals positive and negative ions and combine to make that formula. For example, let's see example. We have Na plus and we have Cl minus. So in this case, the sodium, the valency of sodium is 1 and the valency of chlorine is 1. So in this case, it will form to make NaCl, and the naming is what? Sodium chloride. Not chlorine, it's chloride, because the name changed as their negative ion. So sodium chloride, right? In the next sequence, let's suppose the positive ion and negative ions had different valencies. It's 2 plus and 3 minus, it's a difference. So in this case, they will interchange their valency. How? Let's see. It's 2, it's 3. 2 will go to by negative ion and 3 will go to positive ion, this one. And this is the formula X. Now, ignore the top corner written in this values, ignore this and focus here, because the valency of this negative 3 will go with this positive ion and the valency of this positive ion will go with this negative ion. So it will written as the below of the foot of the positive ion. So 3 will written here X3 and with Y it's written 2, right? So whatever the value, it's different cases, different values, different valencies, but the concept is same, that whenever the valencies are different for positive ions and negative ions, that only interchange their valencies and written as this. For example, let's suppose we have a positive ions like magnesium Mg2 plus, and we have the another any other different. Let's see the simple way. Cl minus, let's suppose it's a different Cl minus. I will provide you the chart of positive ions and negative ions in my Telegram channel GCC NIS classes. The link provided in the description. Visit our description and directly click the link. Visit our Telegram channel where we'll see all the free formulas of chemistry, free formulas of math, free formulas of physics, and also important data, documents related everything I said in that channel. I also made for help and support a free WhatsApp channel that you can also join. The link available in our description box. So proper positive ions and negative ions you should know, and that will help you to make all the molecular formulas. So in this case, here's the 2, here's 1, this 2 will go with chlorine and this one will go with magnesium, and it will make to form MgCl2. It's very simple, right? So now let's practice for some molecular formulas. H2SO4, it's naming sulfuric acid. It's a different name. When we talk about sulfuric acid, there's no rules to say sulfuric acid. It's totally a fixed name, sulfuric acid. Otherwise, if we talk about this is hydrogen sulfate, but hydrogen sulfate, this name will not popular. The popular name is sulfuric acid, and everywhere it's used. HNO3, nitric acid, right? CO2, carbon dioxide, HCl, hydrochloric acid, and also there's so many compounds that named as direct their popular names, that I will provide you this type of molecular formulas that's with their popular names, right? So now you will have to write and practice to write molecular formulas. That's very simple. You will have to make a chart. That how will you make? It's very simple. Look here, and this one, this type. This one. Okay, so in this case it's right. Let's suppose here negative ions O2 minus, Cl minus, SO4 2 minus, right? And here written Al3 plus, Na plus, whatever you like. It's combined to make the molecular formulas like this. This one, Al3 plus O2 minus, right? So in this case, Al, the valency of aluminum is 3, the valency of oxygen is 2. That means after interchanging their valencies, it has 2 and H written 3. So Al2O3 and like. So now we'll make the Al3 plus SO4 minus. Look here, Al3, that means the valency of aluminum is 3 and the valency of sulfate is 2. So 2 will reflect here as the foot of the aluminum, and the valency of aluminum will go with SO4. But as the problem is that the sulfate is not a single element, it's combined to make sulfur and oxygen. The single atom of sulfur and the 4 atoms of oxygen. So if we write here 3, that it's nonsense to write here 3, that is seems 43, that not as making any right molecular formula. So we will enclose this, and then he has written 3. 3 means what? This 3 is 4 sulfur also, and this 3 is oxygen also, right? So now if I will ask you that how many number of sulfurs atoms present in this formula, so you will say 3. And again I will ask that how many number of oxygen atoms are present here, so O4, write O4 3 times, 4 plus 4 plus 4, otherwise 4 multiply 3, so 12 atoms of oxygen here, 2 atoms of aluminum. So you can make this chart as homework, whatever you did understand. Let's see here. Now molecular masses, it's very important. When I teached you, when I taught atomic number 1 to atomic number 20 with their molecular masses, so that also required here H2SO4. In the case H2SO4, we have 2 atoms of hydrogen, single atom of sulfur, and the 4 atoms of oxygen, right? So in this case, hydrogen is 1 gram, sulfur 16 gram, no, sulfur 32 gram, and oxygen 16 gram. So how will write like this? 2 atoms of H atoms plus 1 into 1 S atom plus 4 into 4, no, 1 S atom, not 1 S atom, 4 into O atom, and here 2 into 1 gram, and then 1 into 32 gram plus 4 into 16 gram, right? So this one 2 gram, 32 gram plus 64 gram. After adding we will get what? 34 gram plus 64 gram means what? 98 gram. And this is the answer. Answer means what? This is the molecular mass of this compound. So when we learn about mole concept, they are required the molecular masses, and also different chapters of physical chemistry, it's required to write the molecular masses of these formulas. So I hope you will understand. Now you should try to write and practice with few molecular compounds, molecular formulas, and write their masses also. So you can practice here, just like written Al2O3, and in this type here you can write the masses of these compounds, that 2 atoms of aluminum and 3 atoms of oxygen. So you can add, multiply, whatever you required, you know very well. For aluminum, the single atom, the mass is 27 gram, and the oxygen, the mass of single element is 16 gram. So multiply 27 into 2 and multiply 16 into 3 and add. And here also we have 2 atoms of aluminum, 3 atoms of sulfur, and 12 atoms of oxygen. So after multiplying and adding, we will get the exact molecular mass of any particular molecular formulas, right? Okay, so I hope this all will clear for you, that how to write, how to make everything. Now the next thing we will learn about what? Chemical reaction. Actually, what is chemical reaction? And you also listen what chemical equation. So chemical reaction and chemical equations are not similar in the terms of their definition, but in the sense and the use they are same. So it's very confusing. What are you saying about that is similar, it's not similar, it's different? Don't worry. Let's see here. First of all, we write chemical reaction, right? So when we talk about chemical reaction, if some substances like A plus B to combine to make their different substance like C plus D something else, so this type of phenomenon and processes are known as chemical reaction. Chemical reactions are so many types, so many variants, depend on the structure, depend on the molecular type, depend on the cation, depend on the anion. It's totally different from others. But the basic things, the common things in every chemical reactions are that the substances that we collectively known to combining is known as, for combining is known as reactants, and this will known as products, right? Whatever, it's different things. So this is reactants and these will known as products, right? And also so many rules and regulations, so many things, but one time I desire to teach all the concepts same time. It's not possible. Right. Law of conservation of mass. Okay, just I tell you, law of conservation of mass. Law of conservation of mass. It states that the total mass of reactants will be equal to the total mass of product, mass of A plus mass of B is equal to mass of C plus mass of D. But you know what? It's a condition. At which type of chemical reactions follow law of conservation of mass? It's very simple. Let's assume that we have 100 ml of water in a glass, right? We dissolve 10 gram of sugar in that water and to make a solution, right? So in that case, when it's separate 100 ml 100 gram, it's simple to say 100 gram, not ml. One will be ml and one will be gram. That will not be comparable. So that like 100 gram of water and 10 gram of sugar. So 100 gram plus 10 gram, it should be 110 gram. So after dissolving 10 gram of sugar, the final product will have, we will have 110 gram. If we have 110 gram, then that will good, and it's follow law of conservation of mass, right? So law of conservation of mass, to follow law of conservation of mass, the chemical reaction should be necessary as a balanced chemical reaction. So what is balanced chemical reaction and what is imbalanced chemical reaction? So balanced means what? Wait, balanced chemical reaction. Balanced chemical reactions. Balanced chemical reactions. So before studying balanced chemical reaction, first of all know what is chemical equation. So listen, I just take example, hydrogen plus chlorine to make hydrochloric acid. to make hydrochloric acid. When we write reactants and products in the word form, then this type of format will called chemical reaction, and when we convert these wording in their symbols, then in that case in this format, that format will called chemical equation. So written H2 Cl2 and this is HCl. So basically this format is chemical reaction and this format is chemical equation. This format is chemical equation, right? So now we are discussing about balanced chemical reactions. So in this case we have two atoms of hydrogen. Just write here, don't worry, we can write here, right? Two H atoms, two Cl atoms. Here one H atom, one Cl atom. Is it balance? Check it. Is it balance or not? In this side, in the reactant side, we have two H atoms, but in this side, in the product side, we have only one H atom. So how is balance? It's not balance. One side 2, one side 1. Is it balance? Say yes or no. Is it balance? No sir, it's not balance. This side, in the reactant side, 2 chlorine atoms, and this side 1 chlorine atom. Is it balance? No, it's not balance. So we will try to balance, right? How? Listen here. If we write the digit 2 here, let's suppose, so now we have 2 hydrogen and 2 chlorine and again 2 and 2. So now this format, now it's balance. Now it's balance. 2 2. So this is the balanced chemical reaction, and before written 2, that was imbalanced, right? So always in chemistry, for law of conservation of mass and any other calculations, it's necessary required to balance these chemical reactions, these chemical equations. Chemical reactions in the budding form, but chemical equations are in the symbolic forms, right? And there's so many types of chemical reactions, chemical equations that I told you to make this, but these are in class 10. But because this is the basics of chemistry, so I will teach you, don't worry. And then after learning all the concepts, the chemistry will be easy for you. You will know, after studying any chapter, when you will start any chapter, it's very helpful to understand all the concepts of that chapter in any way, either atomic structure, chemical bonding, thermodynamics, equilibrium, chemical kinetics, whatever chapters, organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry. In every chapters, these all concepts will help you a lot. So next, how many types of chemical reactions, chemical equations? Types of chemical reactions. Types of chemical reactions. There's so many types. The first, combination reaction. Combination reaction, decomposition reaction, displacement reaction, double displacement reaction, and the last but not least, redox reaction. This one, redox reaction. So these are the formats or types of reactions. I will just explain in brief, not in detail. It's very short. So if we talk about now combination reactions, if any elements that make the combined, for example H2 plus O2 to combine H2O, this is the example of combination reactions. When two or more reactants combine to form a single product, then that type of reaction is known as combination reactions. For combination reactions, it's very easy to find that is it combination reaction or not. The condition is very simple. The number of products should be 1 and number of reactants may be 2, minimum 2, more than 2, right? And the decomposition reaction, it's reverse opposite of combination reaction, that a single reactant decompose into different more than 2 products. Let's reverse this equation. H2O decompose H2 plus O2. For decomposition, we will use electricity, light, sunlight. Anyway, there's so many things that we can split heat. We can use this, right? And displacement reaction is what? Displacement reactions means what? Like this. Displacement reaction. Just like HCl plus, not I will write this, I will just take example first of all. Let's suppose AX plus B, written this, AX plus B, right? So the negative ion of this compound will transfer to go with this and it will make A plus BX. Because here the displacement occurs, that's why this type of reaction is known as displacement reaction. Is it clear or not? For displacement reaction, it's a condition that the reactivity of this element should be higher than this. So how to check the reactivity series? I will tell you, don't worry. I will tell you how to check the reactivity series. Don't worry, because without knowing reactivity series, you cannot exactly make every time that it will displace. No. In few cases, here is written no reaction, and you will write the displacement reaction, this one, and your answers will wrong. So be alert. So double displacement reaction, it's very simple, no condition. We written AX plus B by, only interchange this one A by plus BX. But one thing you should care, you should notice there, the attention please, that when you make any molecular formula, so always keep the point, the rules that I told you. Valence electrons, interchanging, whatever, you forget very soon. This one, these rules are very important for writing any molecular formula. Without this will be wrong, right? Redox reaction. So I will explain this one and this one, redox reactions and displacement reactions. So double displacement reactions, this one, and redox reactions mean what? Redox reduction plus oxidation to combine to make a redox reaction. And electrochemistry, it's very useful. Yes, it's very useful. Everywhere it's written, it's used redox reactions, oxidation, reduction, this type of reactions. So first of all, let's know about reactivity series. So I already made the basics of chemistry for English medium, but language used Hindi. So mostly the students in our channel from Hindi language students who speak Hindi properly and know very well. But this video is dedicated for those students who cannot understand Hindi properly, but my all tricks are made as Hindi language, so you will have to cooperate. The trick is Kana ka mama ji, aloo junk food, this type of trick. Right, I will try to make this trick as English medium, English language. Give me some time. काना का मामा जी आलू जंक फूड सब पाबंदी है. No, I will write in that portion here. काना का मामा जी आलू जंक फूड सब पाबंदी है. अच्छा, तो देन you will ask क्यों? अच्छा जी, ऐसे काना का मामा जी आलू जंक फूड सब पाबंदी है. AU. So this is the main elements, the popular elements that I try to write in this reactivity series, and whatever you written you can make your own way, but my trick is based on the Hindi language, that काना का मामा जी आलू जंक फूड सब पाबंदी है. ठीक, क्यों? अच्छा जी. ओ, and another elements also here, पाबंदी है HG, somewhere HG, but I don't think here that required to write. So this one, so in this reactivity series, the upper element can displace its lower elements negative ions. Let's see. This is the sodium. Yes sir, this is the sodium, written Na plus, this is the hydrogen. Yes sir, this is the hydrogen, written HCl. Now write the product of this reaction. So you know very well, the sodium in this list, the sodium is upper than hydrogen. That means the upper elements has higher reactivity than their lower elements, and the powerful reactivity series elements can displace its negative ions. So that means what? This sodium will displace chlorine from hydrogen and make NaCl plus H2. And the different thing, one thing, one thing, look here. Few elements, when we write in the form of molecules, it's write in dual way. How? Hydrogen always written in the form of H2, oxygen always written in the form of O2. Never ever you will see that O, never ever you will say H, H2, O2. Chlorine, when you will write in chemical reactions, it will Cl2, nitrogen, N2, bromine, Br2, fluorine, F2, Mind it. Here NaSCl written. Now assume, let's assume that these reactions will such that NaCl plus H, and in this case is it possible that this hydrogen will displace the negative ion of this sodium chloride? It's possible? No, it's not possible, because the reactivity, according to reactivity series, hydrogen is below than sodium and only upper elements can displace its lower elements. It's the reactivity power. So here sodium can never displace its chlorine, it's negative, and this will no reaction. So it's very important to learn this series so that in future when we write any product of any chemical reactions, so it shouldn't be wrong, right? So this is the reactivity series, whatever I told you about that. And now the one thing here, this one, redox reaction. Redox reaction is basically what? This is the reduction plus oxidation. In the sense of oxygen, in the sense of hydrogen, as the level of class 10, class 9, it's very standard. In the class 9, it's class 10. Maybe you studied in the terms of oxygen, in the terms of hydrogen, but when we go with the standard of class 12, it's not any standard when we study in the terms of oxygen and hydrogen. Further, we will study in the terms of electrons, that how many electrons are moving, how many electrons are accepting, right? So I think so redox reactions I will explain in the chapter electrochemistry. It's a only simple way, but okay, I tell you, don't worry. Listen, redox reaction. Redox reactions is what? This terms from reduction and this term from oxidation, and to combine to make redox reactions. In the sense reduction, in the sense oxidation, whatever I want to tell you, reductions means removal of oxygen or addition of hydrogen. And the same way, oxidations means what? Addition of oxygen or removal of hydrogen. Removal of hydrogen. So this is the sense what oxidation and reductions. For example, let's see an examples. H2 plus O2. No. This will not a best example for you. Let's see another examples in the terms of oxygen that will good for you. So let's see the reactivity series. In the reactivity series, sodium, upper, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, right. Okay, let's see sodium and let's see what AgO. Okay, let's say silver chloride. So sodium plus silver oxide, not chloride, oxide. Here, because the reactivity of sodium is higher than the reactivity of the silver, that's why sodium will replace this oxygen, this oxide from silver. So this will make NaO plus Ag. So how can we explain in the terms of reduction and oxidation? So look here, in this case, removal of oxygen, hello, removal of oxygen, because he has written AgO but he has written only Ag. So this is removal of oxygen, means this is reduction, right? And in this case, addition of oxygen, that means oxidation. That means oxidation. Now let's try to learn some words that use in these terms. First of all, the reactants, I'm not talking about products, hello, I'm talking about reactants. The reactants which participated in oxidation will known as oxidized. This will known as oxidized, right? And this will known as reduced. But in the sense of agent, like in this case is oxidation, but this will known as reducing agent. Reducing agent, and this will known as oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent. So what the meaning to say agent? Agent means like any life insurance agent. So life insurance agent that every time he make an insurance everything its own. No, he make insurance for others. So in this case, because of sodium, silver oxide get reduced, means sodium is a factor, and because of sodium here reduction occurs. So the working of sodium is like to do to work reduction, that's why it's called a agent of reducing agent. In the same case, if we focus on sodium silver oxide, so silver oxide are giving oxygen to sodium. Without silver oxide there is no oxidation in sodium. That means this oxidation is because of silver oxide, and that's why it's agent to do the oxidation, and its name of oxidizing agent. So don't confuse, it's very simple trick. As oxidation, just write in opposite way oxidation, in the terms of agent reducing agent. Reduction, write in the opposite sense. Reductions, the opposite is oxidations, oxidizing agents. It's very simple. But when we say reduced, oxidized, is the same manner that oxidation occurs with sodium, reduction occurs in silver oxide. So this will called oxidized matter, and this is known as reduced matter. It's very simple. And this will the all way that how many types of chemical reactions. Basically in the next video we will describe about mole concepts and other basics of chemistries. Also I will teach you about organic chemistries, how to write the nomenclatures, the about inorganic chemistries, that periodic tables, everything. And these all basics will help you a lot to understand, to write, to study in the short time. You know what, in NIS we have very short time, and in this short time we will have to give our best. Mainly when we talk about the other boards, CBSE and other boards, it's they have 2 years, 11th and 12th, and after studying 11th it's a separate exam for 11th, it's separate exam for 12th. Means what, the number of chapters are less than NIS. Let's see that CBSE, in CBSE we have 12 chapters, 10 chapters, but in the case of NIS it's combination of 11th and 12th. We have 18 chapters, we have 20 chapters, and we have not 1 year, we have only 2 months, 1 month, 3 months, and we have to do our best. We want to achieve, we want to score 90%. So how it's possible without knowing concepts, without knowing basics? When you study in electrochemistry, you know about chemical kinetics, chemical bonding, and in any other chapters, you don't know electronic configuration, you don't know molecular masses, you don't know chemical reactions, you don't know how to balance the chemical reactions, you don't know reactivity series. These are blanks in your mind. And there the read studying all the concept, this. Nothing. You will get 0. In making in any, when we thinking about any home, any house, so the core things are important. What's your core? And this will help you to make as a core also, and also with correlate with your concepts. These are not any chapter, these are not any chapters, these are the things that uses every chapters. In every chapters you use these concepts. So I will over here, I would like to over these sessions. I don't like to over, but already it's timing, I think so 1 hour of this video. So your feedback, your comment, and everything, your things motivate us to make such type of videos. You know, it's a very busy schedule, and there's so many subjects, and working on it, and also manage the team and working on other things. But as a request of these things, I decided to make the type of course, and the English language is these things. I think so it will help you for all those students who cannot understand Hindi properly. Anyway, it's very thing. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best.